main signs of the new coronavirus, COVID-19?
You get a lot of overlap between the two.
What do you mean?
Like COVID, you can also get headache, you can get aches and pains all over your body, joint pains. Also, we don't see pan coronavirus patients. But however, most of them, since now a respiratory issue, now the chest more now they affect, like your nose can block, you can get difficulty for breath or shortness of breath. You can get what we call a productive cough. Okay, so you cough and then you can produce something. Okay, like something in common like phlegm, and then you can also get sore throat. We don't hear people and they say then they get a loss of smell and even taste.
So these are some of the signs of the new coronavirus or COVID-19. Where you explain what malaria just now and COVID-19, it's easy for make people confusely to condition them.
Yes, definitely. Easy. As I said, they get so many similarities, and it's important for somebody. If you feel symptoms, you go and see your doctor, and then able for distinguish between the two.
How are you able to tell the difference? Possibly able to tell the difference between the two sick them?
With malaria, more or less, the parasite they affect the blood in the attack all over. So you get more generalized them symptoms that were mentioned. With COVID now, they affect the chest and the upper airway. So now they help you for distinguish. I say that cough, you pull sputum and get that shortness of breath. Now and then the much more characteristic of COVID.
What thing people for do if they think say then gets malaria?
Well, the first thing I would say is consult your doctor, and meaning you go to a hospital and then do a malaria test because it's very important. Malaria test is free. Anybody who wants a malaria test can get them and it's readily available. So you go and let them do a simple malaria test. We would make person say, okay, yes, you get malaria because it's important.
Again, what person go do if you feel like you're not well, but you're not sure what thing they do? Like for example, if you get high fever and you don't know if na malaria or na COVID-19 or something else.
Yeah, so the first thing you do is you come and you tell the doctor all waiting they do. It's very important. The information we pass on, then they help the doctor for go down the line of what might actually wrong with you. Then they go help for make we know say yes indeed this is not malaria this person gets. And if the malaria test negative, be it the rapid test or even the blood test, then she say no, not to malaria, then the doctor now your job now for bigger explore waiting might they do.
Dr. Williams, we don't hear about some reports of people and they call you a 117 number, but they never go through. What's person for do if this is not the case?
Sadly, yes, we don't get some reports in Gandhi. If you call 117 and you not go through, I think the next port of call would be if you forget on to you personal doctor or a GP, somebody doctor where it able for assess you. But ideally, what you need for this go to hospital and then he able for provide care for you then.
Within the Ministry of Health, they do for expand the capacity of the 117 so that everybody go forgets to when the need forgets to.
They don't try for expand 117, and I think say yes there are challenges, but I think always there's a willingness for make them stronger and make issues like this not happen.
Part of the problem at this time might be people in faith in the healthcare system. Malaria service and still available right around the facility. Them waiting to happen to regular malaria treatment in the midst of health emergency.
We try for make everything go on as normal. Even though yes, coronavirus don't show say it can cause issues, big problem. I think the good thing is the government know the importance of treating malaria because now the season this now the tennis where malaria get for show, and yes indeed and the hospitals and they supply them and so that they're able to give malaria care to people.
What una now well body work man them they do for restore trust in the healthcare system? How una go respond to that?
Yeah, naturally people are afraid. Now we own job as healthcare workers for make them instill that confidence back or make them come back now hospital and see the hospital safe. Now the question we ask about the worry that people and things say it will be an incubator. Or make people understand say hospitals we get standard operating procedures and we get what we call infection prevention and control. So we take utmost care for ensure say if somebody meet the case criteria and this person we suspecting a COVID-19 patient, we isolate them. So at least it will protect everybody else. Even hospitals, and now they go so far as making sure everybody gets even a face mask. Because when you give somebody a face mask, you protect everybody else now the surrounding from waiting that person they get. So that is another form of protection. And even if somebody tests positive for coronavirus, even if we find out say somebody die or somebody get them, we always can isolate, disinfect, and then we can make the environment safe again. I want to make people understand, say, this is something we really, really prioritize and we take seriously.
This worry that lack of trust in the healthcare system go lead to plenty die of sick that we no fear COVID-19, we know relates to COVID-19. How the public will be reassured that one will safely access malaria treatment in the health center there across the country?
Yes, now what we will get. We still share this concern, but the fact that we they continue to provide healthcare service, the drugs then go there, the lab tests and stuff go there. So we go still treat people them. And we don't train with doctors them, with nurses them, with CHOs them, for let them recognize and get a high index of suspicion if they see somebody when a coronavirus case.
We don't be able to research study that would go on for fair medicine for treat coronavirus, COVID-19 sick. Malaria drug like chloroquine, they treat COVID-19.
For now, we don't know. Studies then they were non do, but not conclusive. Other countries and get another protocol, say for include them, but we the follow WHO protocol for now.
Okay, so finally now, just remember people where they listen now, but how then to secure so this scatter, how they transmit malaria and that's of the new coronavirus, COVID-19 sick, and what people go do for protect themselves and their family?
So malaria, more or less, you get them when an infected mosquito bites you, okay, and then you go into the blood and then it spread, then you go start for sure the symptoms you already don't mention. Whereas with coronavirus, you can get them if somebody infected, you get to a respiratory droplets, like when you talk, you cough, you sneeze, you give out droplets in the atmosphere. They can fall on surfaces and they then surfaces and they for a very long time. And you were they within about 6 feet. There's a possibility that some of the viruses then you go in and you airway and then go down the respiratory tract and cause the similar symptoms were mentioned earlier. So prevention with malaria, you get for and protect yourself. Sleep under mosquito bed nets, protect you from getting the bite. With corona, try to wash your hands regularly, maintain good personal hygiene. We do social distance. So please let them heed the warnings them of the waiting the healthcare workers and they tell them for them take them very, very seriously.
That now Dr. Nathaniel Williams, now the Vice President for the Medical and Dental Association, we they in charge now Lumley Government Hospital, and we talk to Emric from BBC Media Action, Emric Roy Coker from BBC Media Action. Tiana, I mean, around then 10 days or so, because a lot of attention they be paid and focus they on COVID, easy for generally everybody, including the health system. Forget about the other thing they were there and will, like malaria, where Emric focus on so in the interview they, and the similarity they wouldn't get. So I think that was an important piece of interview there for we forget Dr. Williams for address the all two combined. Because around the time there, rain non begin come. Because rain non begin come, what they said to now, good avenue for the mosquito then for breed. Now they then go lay the egg, now they the mosquito then go breed plenty. You will find out say after we get rain the past two weeks, one time the rain come plenty. If you pay attention to your host and you don't notice what may happen at your host, you go find out say mosquito then increase at around one particular point. And because people don't allow water for settles on side, the mosquito they begin for breed and small, they take long, then they multiply, millions of them and begin for appear. So you find yourself. But we talk about the symptoms and signs where they all together very similar, Tiana.
Yeah, definitely. That's very important. The interview very much important because one, we don't begin experience inside. We know say when the season begin, plenty people them can get sick and malaria symptoms and signs and it's really, really similar to some of the signs and symptoms that now people can get. Like for instance, when people they want sick malaria, they can get fever. you know, then the experience he had, all of them things, then they. So it's very important, and people them really when once you begin experience, then sign them seen something they, you know, say you go now hospital for treatment, and yeah, if, as you don't begin experience rains, I mean with the effect corona, malaria, sick self, they can be around. I think say people them really need for take the necessary preventive or precautionary steps for to say then do the right thing, because well body important next to your life. Well body important.
Yeah, very important. On my way I see see plenty police then I see. A lot of them they either in the worker gonna they assigned location them, or they may just to get briefing and all man they scatter. But you know, a lot of them there around, including you know, health workers there as well. They're around now the you know, so good Samaritan, they pick some people there up. But even at that step, some people in the fair with the talk of social distancing, and who you they pick now on the road, who you know see the pick, who are this person. So if a medical person you see on the road, question are you mind for pick this person up and for pick if a police you see for, you know, because we drive around and they flag you a lot. You know, then they flag you a lot, and then they ask for ride, and go say, you know, can me go, how you to go, how far you to go. You know, you go pick them, Tiana. You
know, John, me tap na the eastern of Freetown, and I really want to commend the police, because on the way how they come na the studio, the police then really they on their alert. And one thing where I observe now that the checkpoints them they're at a very close distance, but you see the police and now a joint security force, the police and the military, then they're on their alert around PZ area. One senior police officer really been there with the other police officers and the military men them, and they said then they check the vehicles them as then they pass. And as you talk about social distance, I mean fear don't grip plenty Sierra Leoneans them, because we all not suspect, you know, and when somebody there in vehicles and tell somebody team up, you want for gear and lift, you know, you got a fear, you got afraid, say I forget this person leave. We'll talk about social distancing. I mean, push yonder bar, push lily beats, go yonder small, you know, and for like you get somebody inside the vehicle. So I think one thing where COVID-19 really don't come in fair, but again, let people not panic. I believe say this is a fact where we all forfeit, and let we do the right thing. Once we do the right thing, we take the necessary preventive steps. I mean, wash your hands regularly with clean soap and water. Make sure say when you begin feeling the signs and symptoms, you get fever, so you know stay run water, you get difficulty for breathe, and make sure say you call 117. Once you call 117, you will get immediate attention from the medical people. And again, not all because we there on lockdown, people are not for observe social distancing, now they host them. Because not just social distancing, not about just public places, but even in we host them, we for observe social distancing, because that when we observe social distancing, and one way that we can able
make I ask you one question. People, you still get visitors? You still get
well, me not they get visitor. I know they get visitor at all. But me also are there. Me picking, you go there and me there. Me sister, you go there and me say dinner. So at least we observe social distancing. Now we also as well. And we want for let other people really try as much as possible for do the same.
All right. Well, continue for day with we. We'll bring you special broadcast from Sludge and Iron, and this now the special Sludge Corona updates will be bringing can to you. Sludge and Iron Corona updates will be bringing can to you right through the lockdown period. Well, top silent comedian Kindo Amani get message for we bought the COVID-19 sick. What he get for say?
Mi people una kabo. Me na Kindo Amani, comedian na salon. One sick don't can our country it dey right now what they call COVID-19. Where they come out by the corona tumbu. And I want make we all the look we safe, like how we the look we famble them na us. In case some of we feel some of them sign there, una listen no, me lovely people them, una listen fine. One, na dry cough. When me say, we the cough dry one, the bolo no they come out. And you the cough pass mark one, pass the normal tempo you balance cough. The other one na high fever, where you get pass mark one body. Something in the touch your chest, touch your back. if you feel the temperature, they go past IBD. You dey feel cold, you dey tremble, or even the tire pass smack one. Pass how you normal tiredness day. Some people them can even get wound inside their throat, what they call sore throat. You nose they run pass smack snot water. You nose they block, you aid the heart, you dey feel pain or you dey run belly. Me sister, me brother, if you feel some of them thing there, just sit down and you all suffer. Call 117, then go answer to you quick one, and tell you waiting at the next thing what you for do. No go nowhere, oh. No allow person safe for come to you. Just sit down na you host and call the emergency line 117. Do ya? Make we all tin up tranga one like 43. Make we not allow like this 6 scatter na we country. Make we stay safe so we go save life for we tomorrow bye.
This message they come to you from BBC Media Action and UK aid from the UK government to the IGA project Gidi Kopo.
Well, that's now top Sierra Leonean comedian Kindo Amani, the message we give for COVID-19. Well, Kindo Amani served that adding voice to the plenty other messages them with other people them in Ondegi. And we see say some of we Sierra Leonean musicians and self don't produce music them we get message for sake the coronavirus. And the demand for the COVID-19 response team na Salone, Brigadier retired Hassan Kelly Conte, don't call on all man na Salone for follow waiting well body people they tell them so that they not go get sick. He talked this inside one press conference at the Ministry of Information and Communication na Freetown. Mr. Conte also talked about the problem then where them they face for quarantine and isolate people then where they suspect say they don't get the corona sick. Ismail Saidu Kanu been there and puts this report together.
Social distancing is also encouraged.
According to Brigadier retired Kelly Conte, the partial lockdown where the country is on right now don't help make people not carry the sick from one district to the other. He said they will continue with some force as one way for tap out the sick they spread in the country.
The partial lockdown is proving to be a very prudent decision. From this, it is clear that the restriction on inter-district travel is protecting the districts from further transmission from the epicenter of Freetown.
The demand for the COVID-19 response also say people for always maintain physical distancing, we mean say they for always space themselves and not gather outside boku people day.
Social distancing is also encouraged. The public is asked to cooperate and maintain social distancing. We must continue to keep 1 meter distance from the next person at all times. Better still, simply avoid crowded places as much as possible. If you do not have anything essential to do out of your homes, please continue to stay home.
One other thing where the retired brigadier talk about now how people for use face mask. A first big old man for always wear face mask within the common treat and say it's important for Fet Corona na Salone.
We still continue to ask our people to continue to wear face masks. We see quite a lot of areas that people are not complying with that. The scientists have explained that there is some merit in wearing face masks. It will protect you. Always use a face mask, especially when in public places and enclosures. The proper use of masks is encouraged, but such as not touching the mask when in use. Many times people touch their mask too frequently, and it's advisable not to do so, and always to wear them in public spaces. The washing of hands is also encouraged. Always wash your hands with soap and water for about 20 seconds, especially after you may have touched surfaces.
The COVID-19 response team don't put plan together for tap the way how the sick they spread na the country. So waiting as some of them plan here. Brigadier retired Kelly Conte tell we more.
As we see cases rising, we are acting accordingly to prepare ourselves. We are identifying large isolation facilities for every district as we speak. That action is ongoing. These isolation facilities will be used for mild or asymptomatic cases to ensure that they can safely isolate without spreading the sickness to others until they recover. We expect these facilities to be opened within the next 2 to 4 weeks. We are also expanding our treatment centers nationwide. We know we have limited resources in the country to provide critical care. We now have 3 hospitals providing treatment to patients: 34 Military Hospital, Juwe, and Lunge, with currently 25% occupancy overall. Within 2 weeks, we will add an additional 2 hospitals as treatment centers, and we will continue to expand this nationwide.
He continues to say they don't add per the contact tracing when a part of their success them since they start to feed the sick.
We've got some successes. We've increased our contact tracing capacity. We have been able to trace all contacts so far, with 70% of our cases coming from those contacts. Testing capacity has also improved. There are now 4 labs currently running, and have been able to test 1,244 samples to date, meaning we have a reasonable testing capacity. Our initial turnaround time was 24 hours when we started, but has now been improved to 12 hours. We can have our results within those short period of time. We are making efforts to further improve on this capacity.
The COVID-19 response team Edman had say, even though then they continue with the contact tracing, then they get problem for quarantine all man because the number they big every day. So he call on local leaders them for help with isolation and quarantine.
These treatment centers will complement our isolation facilities and provide critical care for individuals with more severe symptoms. Contact tracing and quarantine. We will continue to aggressively trace contacts on any positive cases. We must ensure these contacts are quarantined so that they do not pose a risk to others. As the number of contacts grow, quarantining has been a challenge for us. We are actively working to establish additional quarantine facilities that are safe and comfortable. However, please be aware that the resources are not infinite. As we move towards contact lists with thousands of people, we will also need local leadership and support to isolate people locally and safely. Let me reiterate, we are moving swiftly to establish additional quarantine centers, but we are also planning for a future stage where we need communities to help us monitor individuals and ensure they isolate themselves at home.
Brigadier retired Kelly Conte end up calling all man for come together for help Gud Mornin Salone.
Conte in the head of the Emergency Operations Center, and we talk to Ishmael Saidu Canwell. Top celebrities, and they continue for add them voice, and they pass on message through their own special way when they do them for make people able to know exactly within now COVID-19. And we been just don't get Kindo Amani just now. Now want to take Fantasy with Kamara Way Sef, now a female styling and musician. We don't add your own message inside the program.
And I could share me salon people them. Me in a fantasy ways, folk singer, activist, and children's ambassador. Life precious me people them. Do ya not be careless with your life and the life of other people them. So today, I can tell you 5 things what I can do for keep me and my family safe from the new sick COVID-19 when the corona tumbu de cause them. 1. I can wash my hand with soap and water all time. If soap and water no day, I dey use hand sanitizer. I can rub on my hand fine, middle my finger and even on my fingernail for kill all the tumbu and sometimes we go on my hand. Where are the cough or sneeze? Are the cough na tissue? Where are the 2 way na dirty box? If I no get tissue, are the cough or sneeze na my elbow? Where I can wash with soap, but if na long sleeve away, I can change them fast. But that's safe not easy, so I can make sure say I get tissue all the same. Where are the greet people? Are they wave, bow or shake me head? We know they shake hand or hug because we know they near we safe. I know they touch me eye, nose, mouth with me hand. Where I no wash with soap and water or use hand sanitizer for make the corona tumbo no go enter my body. I know they go na place where people lemboku. I know they come out against safe. But if I get something for go do when necessary, like for go buy it or other thing them where we need na us. Me wonderful people them. Well body na gently. So do ya Do them thing here for keep you and your family safe. Because life precious so.
This message comes from BBC Media Action with funding support from UK Aid from the UK government through the IGA project.
Well, that's not top Sierra Leonean woman musician Fantasy Wiz, where himself being given a message about COVID-19. We they continue with the afternoon session of the special SLAG and IRN Corona update, where they come to you from different radio stations all over the country. The police may don't put some measures for help tap the corona sick in the country. So those impacts them measures they don't get. Ismail Saidu Kanu being talked to ASP Samuel Sayo Conte, one of the deputy head of police media.
The measures they will put now for let this COVID-19 and the coronavirus for let not spread past Mark 1. So now we put some of them measures. And for example, we say the past Easter holiday, let people avoid for going to the beaches them. And so far, we see them comply.
What you want to make of the compliance rates and generally the impact with the measures they also don't create in the fight against COVID-19?
Generally, to be very sincere, we go say, yes, there has been good compliance from the populace of Sierra Leone. I repeat, the people then demonstrate compliance, strict measures. In other words, then comply to certain extent where we say CCS, good majority of Sierra Leoneans, they're able for obey and comply towards the restrictions, then the measures, then the way government put in place. So we go say yes, let them keep it up and let them continue.
One other thing when I concern are the way our police and the man quarantine homes them. How as police, how not the man quarantine homes them, because we get a lot of quarantine homes them across the country.
Yes, generally all the quarantine homes them, we demand them together with military personnel. So now we're responsible for provide the security. You know, when they don't quarantine people them, now the outer peripheral layer for let we see them comply in terms of for let they not go commodity for let not escape. So generally we are responsible, though it's very risky because if somebody we then don't quarantine, it make an attempt. At times, what we can do, we get from the personnel then on the ground. Say, good majority they comply. Some actually then they complain for say food, water, can one make some then resist, some then put up some kind behavior way. But we within at the media and public relations units, together with the community relations, we do a very fantastic job. Almost all the quarantine centers we team move the talk to the people that were in quarantine, let them show understanding. If anyone one forbid is going to safe, but the messages they will they send to them say, 1, your life na can force, 2, your family, 3, the country. So if then quarantine you not necessarily means say you can die the next day, not necessarily means say you know get food for it, not necessarily means say you for put up resistance. So we explain to them in the soft or subtle manner for let them understand say it is necessary after that period of quarantine days then go be very, very okay.
I want to know how many police they put per quarantine center, because considering the number of police we get very, very small. When I get for also then traffic, when I get for day after criminals them, how are able for make sure so able get required number we go able for man quarantine?
Yeah, very important question. Some quarantine places they actually the one the way they quarantine they're very small. So on that basis, we they look based on the number of people quarantined. Now on that basis, we do with deployment. So we the military. So for instance, at times we can get 15 personnel based on the number of people who in quarantine. Some side we get 8. Some side we get 22. Some side it depends on the number of people quarantined.
Okay, media too. Another thing, you know, say now with this COVID-19, they talk about social distancing or physical distancing. Now the cells them we on a king because I get cells in the various side and at the country. I want to before make sure say physical distancing then at the cells them.
Very, very important question. One strategy we employ through the wise thinking of management when at the executive management board of the Sierra Leone Police, then do it we refer to as IEC message. We package that message when our information, education, and communication to all local unit commanders who can call LUCs. Say minor matters then we feel say them one then the within a cell. If any somebody we go can't stand for building, what's na minor matter way? For example, them small money debt, them amicus, them common assault, then one then they to a very large extent we don't hand them to reliable shorty and people when I shorties them. So that's now one strategy when management think and it work. So you find out say most of the cells there now, you find out say yes, they're not plenty again for level able for adhere to the social distance principle.
That's na ASP Samuel Sayukonte, Deputy Head of Police Media, and in a talk to we producer Ismail Saidu Kanu. Famble, you they still continue for listening to the special Sludge and IRN Corona updates where they come to you from different radio stations them all over the country. We they continue with the program. Let we go now Western Area Rural District now. Usai stakeholder them, they work for EPTAP the Corona signal the country. We reporter Samuel Brahma Matia, where they work for Vopad Radio, now Watalo, talk to the village headman for Kisiton community.
My name is Matthew Salu Kamara. Me na the headman for the Kisiton community.
Tell me about your observation inside the first day of the 3 days lockdown, and today don't be the second day as well. What's in your observation so far in your community?
So far in my community, everybody in house, everybody observe the lockdown. And I think everything cool because yesterday I take a tour to around the community and I see all man in house, all man keep cool.
So what's different from that first day 3 days lockdown and that of this one with the pass?
Well, the first one actually people they grumble much, say and lock and down, give them food, but because of sensitization, I think say this time around nobody don't make a grumble for Mother Waka. All man just sit down and they observe what the government say.
We get series of reports say Sojama or policeman them they beat people them because of the no one for comply, and also the issue of water na be one, and electricity people with the government say they not get access for charge them phone, get support. You get anything like that inside this other one?
Well, I think the government we don't give prior notice before the lockdown. I think everybody for don't prepare before the lockdown. For in the area of Sojama beat people or police beat people, me no witness starting it and I get a complaint yet. And like for the area of water, me have talked to Numa, say at least let them open, but no more. If they can't get they can one, they not allow that gathering into the place. And I think the Numa do them. And Mrs. Sevier tap and me say open them, people they can one for can get. I think that's water be no get problem.
We also get reports say you get stranger like community come all in Liberia. Tell me about this person.
Well, actually, first lockdown, I take megaphone go around and tell people and say anybody we can at this community, you know, belong to this community, then for report to me. And I also alert the youth man in all the sections. Say anybody who see the way not belong there, may they make a know. And so one night this week, one guy come from Liberia. He reach in Liberia come by 9 o'clock, and so the youth there for track him, And so from there they say go prepare place for Lagos in a community center. But one man come claim and say, brother, one woman. And so take an also so you man and guard the house in the morning. From there they inform me. Me say I move go with police. I go to police, move with police. From there we go find out say not true. And so we go for left police, the two police for them watch over them until we get to the DHM team. And I think say the DHM team don't can they and they don't quarantine them at the place they then did they.
So since then you don't able for pay visits there, waiting at your observation day as well.
Well I visit regularly, even like yesterday, food not been there. Now me can give money for water and food for the other way than quarantine at the place there. And we can give the youth man money for them, go and we give them water, then give them food until government come in and begin for support them. So I think I even yesterday I go there, they stay around 4. I sit just and everybody observe. Then they cool anyway.
But really want to ask a question like this. Say government we don't say everybody they say they into district lockdown, same so they go on. This individual person be able to explain to now as how he come into this community, Kisiton, Western Area district.
Well, I think the government get for intensified security. I think if let's say you get this inter-district lockdown, somebody come up from way Liberia, take and reach now the Western rural. I think say the security apparatus also need to be properly put in place, because the man tell you say na Sojama Montoka Fisanka. That's what you explain. You know, take and drop them. And so if a Sujaman Motuka face again, why the Sujaman Motuka safe? Or why the Sujaman is safe? Go for compromise somebody come out Liberia. You don't know his status. Take for them can take and reach na the western rural. You see, and so I think the security self get a lot for do. Get a lot for do. The government for empower them that anybody in case of that nature, let them isolate and they then charge them. Like I go like I for them charge them, go na court prosecutor and jailer. I think that would be good examples for this year for maintenance, because as I tell you, this thing for Allah for spread naturally, you know go find for look. It go really ugly. But this is the security apparatus. Then second for put things in place for say them help government, they help the president for continue still in this country.
Right. The use of face masks now one way governments they encourage every citizen for the put on. Now you yourself get one now you face. How you don't feel we don't put on?
Well, I feel safe anyway. Now the same thing like we never even get mask na face, you know. I think for the safety of everybody, I think for you use them. And for advice everybody use them. Government will supply them, but people they sell them at 2,000, 1,500, 1,000, 3,000. Buy one, and if you buy one and make yourself safe.
All right. That's not the village headman for Kisiton community, a former refugee camp, where many politicians they describe this community as a nation of its own because you get different nationalities, ethnic group. Now this particular community we find ourselves. For IRN, Mina Samuel Matia, the reports for IRN and I work for Vopa Radio FM 96.5 na Kisiton, Western Area District.
All right, thank you very much, Samuel Matia from Western Area Rural District. We bring the interview with the Edman na Kisiton community. Now tell us what they talk about. Well, we think they do and the thing they don't they happen around the day. Well, continue for stay with we get plenty information for bring Kanto inside the program. Continue for send you message. You go make your comments on Radio Democracy Facebook page. You can also send we message on 077-981-981. One more time, you can send your message to 077-981-981, and we will get you comment and messages right on Radio Democracy Facebook page and also via SMS. One more time, the number is 077-981-981. One more time, the number is 077-981-981. Tiana.
Yes.
You know, around that time there, so you know, staying home. For some people, it can be like they call them boredom. Some people are not able for nothing for do, how for go about, whose game for get, waiting them for do with the, you know, the waiting them for do with them picking them or how they keep able for waiting need for be done around that time there.
Well, we not say anything there, so very very difficult really. Because you get plenty of people them way not used for dinner or 2-3 days. You know, every day you wake in the morning, you dress up, you dress up, you want for go out na the street for get you and tomorrow and for able for take care of your family and of course the pikin. Of course we know say since we school we don't close down the pikin and then are us. But one thing where parents they need for no for let them able for get them pikin engage. You know, they get them small games them where they can get for picking them. But it not mean say if a male begin play card, begin play Ludo. At least you get an educative games the way picking them can play with. You get books them where the picking them can read. And something that you get picking them really can be interested for let them watch news as to what they happen. Especially picking them where they at junior, secondary and secondary school. At least get you picking for let you get interest for the watch television and listen to radio and know what may happen. By that, you're able to forget the picking much more engaged during this period. You know, because if you not try to get you picking them, like be interested in them things, then get him book for read. Get them very educative games the way go they play. The tendency there for lady picking just go out and do things otherwise. So I think a lot got to be done with we picking them now us and we parents them really need to understand that. And again, the Edman we talk just so we've been talked to we colleague from Vopa the radio, it make very important points we get for do with the security. You know, the security is at some point and they really try, but then for maintain vigilance, you know, for enforce government measures the way they don't put in place. And also the face mask, you know say plenty people and they sell the face mask now. and it is all about 2,000, 3,000, 5,000. But we they talk to people then, but then they buy them pieces mask then, especially the pieces mask. You know they just buy them, you put on you face one thing. you know, you dey take them, go wash them, you wash them clean, you iron them before you dey use them. Because them face mask, they, especially the one with their pieces, people like, you know, sew them for days. Then they pass with them for days. And you never can tell. I mean, jumps they pass. So you know, we just buy them. It happened quite recently, even before the lockdown. Are they pieces around about somebody? If I buy, as he buy the pieces face mask, he puts them on one thing. And you never can tell. So that person, you know, all that pieces mask there for 4 or 5 days, almost a week. And you just buy them and put them on your face. So it's very important when you buy the face mask. Make sure say you wash them, you make sure say dry, then you iron them and use them. And of course, the other one they now where they can sell some inside plastic, and you get the one that really open. Me know people enough for that, you know that one they hang them on at the hand. John like the way you get so you get the one where they sell them, you know, the inside plastic or then they pass with and no more. But people really need for take, you know, the necessary care and protection.
So Tiana, I just do one action at the studio just now. I feel thirsty. I have for drink with my mask there on. I wish you been get one doctor in a studio for able for explain to you how for do one. Because whether I for remove the mask with, you know, from this point, or I can just drop the mask down, even if I find out if we get. I for remove them from the ears, so right,
yes,
and drink the water then I wear them back.
And you wear them back.
Quite interesting. Well, I mean,
you know, John, quite recently, I witnessed an interesting scene where the lady, if I use the face, but at the same time I get lipstick in my mouth. Then I get makeup in my face. You know, immediately when I wear the mask.
All right. Okay, well, Tiana, I want to go on a bounce now and talk to the district coordinator there for find out what's in on the app in a bounce. As you all know, based on the latest reports today, that bounce get from the you know, tabulation of the different districts, then both get 10 cases. So one for go and talk to Joseph Moy Kamara for find out what's in and they do for keep the numbers outside there and let you know continue for spread. Good afternoon, Joseph. You're live on Slash Iron Corner Update Program.
Good afternoon, Sierra Leoneans. Good afternoon, IRN.
So tell me what's in not only do so far na both. I mean for keep the numbers and make sure say you know you're not spread further than and the cases are not increase further than when I get so now.
So first of all, we don't try for trace the contacts of the people and we come in contact with the 10 positive cases then. The car will not know no more. The primary contacts and the secondary contacts, so we don't categorize them. So we don't try for trace 10 people in this. We don't almost closing on all those contacts and we don't quarantine them. Some we quarantine them at their home. Some we get a house where they not get interaction with a lot of people and they no more they we quarantine them at their house because first we not get infrastructure now for pool people and they also get and go to guest house. There are not much guest houses. So we quarantine them at their homes then and condone them places and they for avoid intrusion of people we know they within that isolated place there.
So you get numbers, primary and secondary contact. Numbers they I must people around track primary and secondary. I must left phone I need for able for track and trace and bring under on a radar.
Yes, please. So the primary contact we don't track 53 of the primary contact, 53 of the primary contact where they don't quarantine, and then some day na guest house and some day na the homes them who say will tell them for and stay put, and then the secondary contacts them or don't tell and say made them put because we know one for take chances. If possible, say even the secondary contact can get positive, so we know one for take chances. So we don't decide for themselves for quarantine them, and that number of the secondary contacts so far we don't quarantine now 107 who don't put say them they're not for move and then place them in some way say they not get a place for me people they not interact with them we don't move them.
Una be able to bring them all in together, or una been get different thing they won't able for trace the contact. So waiting they happen with the quarantine period, and how long they go get for spend the cumulatively everybody as it is what you don't mention.
Well, the primary contact then, you know, we get the 14 days period where then supposed for taking quarantine, and during that window, the lab people and they go out and take samples. Even today, we don't get how need for take samples. The lab them and don't left this morning and don't go. So the team, the small, we not get a big team actually. Although we don't request, and that's I shall say the bosses and go they work on them. The team will get to divide it into 4. The surveillance team, because we get 2 chiefs outside the situation. Okay? In Perry and John Chiefdom. Perry the roadside side, and then the situation more dire. The roadside they operate. So now they.
I mean that's a strong word for you. We say the situation dire. What you mean? He want for go out of control, or you know, he so much that if people are not take their time, he go out of control.
Out of the 10 positive cases, na the district, 8 now from that side they come on. 8 now from that side they come on, and company them in the work, the palm oil plantation where they and that company they them in the work, then 8 people and they. So then contact them with them in the way them in the around, then set them big. They feel large, they own and contact them with them contact with them. So they feel large. I make a talk and say the situation dire. That's I mean. So which means we for move faster, we will do on them for try for put them under control them all.
So what do you know they do with regards outreach to the different homes they waiting whose message they on they take code how resources they get to them, or they provide anything for them in terms of what they need for and they now their homes the way then they day to day, or then they now because now their homes then they not get anything for provide.
No. We get so the homes them outside people are quarantined. We send food for them when then they prepare the food. The treatment center and the guest house will quarantine people. We quarantine management team and the psychosocial support unit, and then they support them side and day. So they provide food for all quarantine homes. We not left and give the people in all quarantine. We get food where the command center sends some consignments of food where the command center sends, and then WFP don't get in touch. Then just wait for the demographic data or go send to them for medicine self chipping for the supporting quarantine homes and this. So we are giving them food, and then we'll get the quarantine management and the psychosocial support where they go in for talk to the people where they did. And then we don't intensify outreach. Yesterday, even myself in the evening after I don't set to all other operational stuff, I go on the ground at the John Chiefdom and Sogbeni Chiefdom. I go to reach at the Sogbeni headquarters. I talk to the paramount chief. I talk to a lot of people at the top, at stay home, one-on-one, telling them the situation at hand and how to go about for preventing their own communities them. So we trained yesterday in the morning. We trained the mainland fire 131 people, and then the island trained 21 people. We then steps they use for intensify the house-to-house communication to people in their own communities and then we organize radio program. We do a simulcasting where yesterday we march Radio Jangi with the Luawa, a village close to Matrujon, and then Voice of Women, a radio station here in Matrujon, and then Radio Imperi. We marched there 3 yesterday next, where we allow the doctor on Abon Island, Dr. Bobson, to talk to the people on the health issues and what people then therefore do for prevent them. And then we take CSOs and NIA. So we don't organize the radio discussion program like that. The community people would use. Why would they do simulcasting for talk to the people? We get twice a day in the morning and in the evening from the Bike Riders Association, from the Market Women Association, from the Farmers Association, the head teachers, the principals, and then people and they would send a radio and be a member of within or talk to them, and the health workers, the speakers, the paramount chiefs, and traditional elders. And they would
All right, great.
radio.
So, Doc, before you do it, Joseph, before you do left, talk about the one that we, the 10 people that we tested. What thing they happen with them, the state now, the condition now, are they, then they respond, then they, how, what thing they happen, the situation critical, is it that, some pandemic difficult for them, or you think, say, generally they're stable, and whatever treatment they get now, then they respond to them?
So as of this morning, all the 10 patients at the treatment center, and they in a stable situation. No symptomatic patient no come up among them yet. As at this time, no symptomatic patient no come up among them yet. They're all in a stable condition, and then they respond to the case management and procedures them when they give them. But now, roadside area in Perry, we've been alert this morning about a patient where they show signs and symptoms consistent with the definition of COVID-19. So the clinic may not isolate them. The lab technicians they may not left as of 7 this morning for pick a sample from that person day and send them to the laboratory.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time and the update from Bond District. That night, the district coordinator for the response, Joseph Moy Kamar, when they talk to we and the updates we about waiting the happen in district. He mentioned.
From Bond, they're gonna Karine and talk to the district coordinator in a 4-day Siddiq Kalon. Mr. Kalon, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Yes, you go start for tell you what's the situation so far na Karine day.
We not get much. We just don't go under some training for the mobile sensitization people that willing to go around for going to sensitize people then concerning this COVID-19 for several people that make them able to understand across the district. We start on yesterday. We were able to get a course of 80 people, but we're not able to put it all together. We start with 40 yesterday, we do a train up. Today we get the balance in from the various chiefdom headquarters in the district. We then just don't go out. They will just try for see how for able check up on the checkpoint then for see how people then they cooperate. With the cooperation, they go very, very well, no problem, everything cool and calm in the district.
So far, the security situation really do under control.
100% under control, no problem.
Okay, so then people also wanna train when the training go done, because you said that today they don't, right?
Yeah, they don't do it yesterday. Then the balance then they do today because they talk about social distancing. So now 80 people, and so we just want 40 of them who then go to do the community hall. So you go to serve them and make them go out. The social mobilizer then or go and sensitize people in. So then just don't do that particular thing there now.
When would expect? When not expect for make sure so that 80 people are also going to the various communities them for start the work.
As I talk to you now, they're already there at the various locations. They now not so a long time is now just something like 30 or 40 minutes. Good, then they do it. They're not so a long time. They were the one they left yesterday. Now the one they were far off, they don't go. And the one they were within the township, they already served down, scatter up. The border areas, we know the Tambaka, we talk about the Ferry Dugu part. They're all there now and they're on action and they do the sensitization.
There were people and they get difficulty for get access to water. So how that situation they tell like na carrying?
Come on, I not get you back.
Yes, then there were people and they get difficulty in terms of getting access to water. So how that situation they tell like na carrying?
Well, yes, constrained in some various community because of the lockdown for water business. But what you do, as the DIOC and the security, we put measures in place where people and go able go for go get. As far as we know, in our side, we will get access for. We not get much for the stuff because if you talk for pass or any other, you get the container already or rubber and you know go for go get water. And we know sit down in essential something to Motama. So we know get people that restricted for make them able to get that. So we try for go and glove with the people within the community for us see how things will go well without no problem or chaos.
Okay, so then 80 people there so don't train, whose measures are don't put in place in terms of them protection. They don't get face mask.
Yes, we give them face masks, sanitizers, where we give them and CL for going to various locations for go start the job. So now then they go train, now then they go talk to people and so we give them the measures first. We give them face masks, we give them hand sanitizer as well. Because when you go to now for go talk before somebody, then go for see that preparedness and readiness in you. Now the first way they go meet for me talk to them, and the way they see this now before I they present issues to them, they take a look of you first, then you go be as an example to them. So now that's what try for do. Don't put that all under control now.
Quite apart from the issue of social distancing, which other key messages them where them people they also on a train get for go out with now the communities?
One now for many people they able believe say corona they exist because we get people that would deny say this thing they then just one out say for we no more. But one made them know say this thing not always alone it across the world. You get different countries that we don't affect. And you don't kill several people that within we don't kill a poor people that are more within the country. Made them know that they say this they happen. And even yesterday we don't get a health worker who understand about Nabo, but we don't lost through this sick. For me, they able to know, so then that all the shows say COVID-19 in the peak, in the peak mama, in the peak papa, in the peak whosoever. And made them know say the most vulnerable one that we exposed to this particular disease, now the one that we don't get other sicknesses like HIV, diabetes, and other things. When are the old aged people them back, they're exposed to this sick than any other people. So now some of them messages then they will try for me to reach to them, make them know so that messages there. Now some of them for the one that we know now and the one that we know now, I made them try for now.
All right, so then people there also we they take one of the work with for take the message and for reach out to the different community them. Now people that way they live now on a community now people that way the community people in Sabi now on a strange people them now people that way they talk then language will go easy for them for they pass on the information with them for pass to them.
Yeah, thank you very much for that wonderful question. What do we try for? Do we try for map out before this particular thing they come? Everybody within a various community, we sabi talk the local language to enforcing. We need to go take somebody else here who can't say you can't then also try for sensitize people then. They are not facing they go pass any good message or neither the people then go even listen to them. And we decide for target the CHU they within the various health center then. Because then Kiyebu pass on the message, they not use the people then at that side and then Kiyebu talk they listen to them. So now then kind people they will look. If you look at Tambaka, look for the social man where they talk that particular so you interpret what you tell in English, you return up and Creole, and you go to back so. And the one thing, that familiarization, where you there also, you don't deal with people there. For me, you pass on this information. You talk and you language, and they know say I will pick you robot now also. It go a long way because they trust it and now other person where they come. So we try for any community where the target. Now we be saying that somebody will born on that particular side, somebody will then stability. Now you go able to pass on the message well. So now so we do I use the CHOs them back. What they are them various health centers.
So on take into consideration then thing the way now even with una setting na go be cultural barrier where man can do not can do to encompass man or thing the way man not go be involved in way encompass man not belong to sometimes an association or a small group where him belong to. Now take all that thing into consideration.
Yeah, of course. Like how they talk about the DIOC. Now, the establishment of all NGOs and different organizations within the DIOC. So, when they talk about this sensation, we look within the pillars back, what we get. So, now something like 9 pillars, what we get. We get the civil society, others, we get 1 pillar, other MDAs. We get a different ones. So, we after all we don't do the selection there, so we get the one that we take. Like within the township, in the Kaina district headquarters, not get too much difficulties because 90% of the people then understand well. So now for just pass on the message, so we can use them people that within the township here.
Thank you very much for your time on Iron and / Corona updates. Thank you very, very much.
Yeah.
That now from
Yeah,
Karen,
thank you
District
very much. Thank
Coordinator
you
on
for
Karen,
having
maybe
me.
they talk to you about waiting and they do in terms of outreach and other thing them. Well, we want to see what do we get next. Fake news. Plenty talk. Whether now WhatsApp, you hear people and they share them, or around generally you will see video, you go hear people and they send audio on WhatsApp. But why we don't bring beaucoup problem on this fight against school. And other people and say government they create room for more fake news. So what's in a fake news or what's in government they do for Tapam? Ismail Said who can been talked to Theophilus Sagrinda and the project coordinator for Comnet way same way so na media expert.
Well, now this plenty people they ask what in exactly now fake news, and if you ask that question, they ask other questions. For example, what's in the origin or root causes of fake news? Then you're not able to clearly understand. Fake news, na news when not real. For put them in a very simple way. Now news when not real, and because it's not real, it creates misinformation amongst the people. And when the people are misinformed, they can react in a way where you not go able to predict, because they say go pass on that misinformation to them, party them, NSI, and so the misinformation go to spread around. We're not good for manage emergency situation.
So what are the root causes of fake news?
Well, in my own thinking, the major factor we're responsible for fake news, now the fact say the people need to get the correct information at the right time. So if government they manage information at their own circles, in the process of managing that information, the people are left with no option but to speculate. So you go for look at also that particular side there. Because when the people do not get the correct information, they are left with no option but to speculate. And that in itself not justification, right? So for prevent that speculation, for gain ground, give the people the correct information, and the people that were responsible for provide that correct information, now the managers of the emergency situation, and in this case we are talking about the government. So the government forget mechanisms for ensure say one, they are working for the people, and so therefore it is an obligation on them, I'm referring here to the government, for make sure say the people that get the correct information and at the right time.
Fake news and speculation, get any difference between them two?
Yes, they get great difference. Okay. Fake news, the news were not real at all. But here in Sierra Leone, we all know that many speculations have come into reality. Many speculations. So, but what they say is that whilst it is justiciable for let anybody speculate, right? But then speculate rightly. So that's the only thing. Whilst fake news now, there is no iota of truth in it. While speculation, at the last point of it, you find out say it might be either true or very close to being true.
But what you can feel saying at the thing where they create room for speculation?
That's where people do not get the correct information at the right time. Are there plenty of people and they go around, they talk about fake news? Sometimes I ask myself, who is talking about fake news? At what level you go conclude say this is not fake news? And what are you doing about that fake news? Because now with the CC government, they put mechanism in place for even presenting to we as a law that if they find you wanting or they find you guilty of fake news, you're liable to some kind of punishment. In the first place, when they say the approach of the government forbid that anything that they do, if you get a human face. So if that is the case, then how do you stop or minimize fake news? One, by passing on the correct information at the right time. Two, what do you do to people that when they pass around with fake news? Do you punish them? Or you, the government, do the proactive thing by ensuring that there's no room for fake news at all? Because fake news, it has always been here. It has always been there. It is all over the place. America, other places. But then the reason I can say you ask the question, who is talking about fake news? Because if you talk to somebody in government, He go talk so much about fake news, but he not gonna like to talk about the root causes of fake news. Whilst if you talk to somebody in the opposition, what's in that man, whether the government refer to as fake news, sometimes to that man in the opposition, not to fake news at all. That's speculation.
But from your own perspective again, what do you think, say, or how you feel, say, fake news don't they affect the fight against coronavirus?
I would say very little. I would say very little. But if you talk that to the people already now in government now, they will say, it don't affect the fight greatly. For me, that's a distraction. Okay? Fake news, it not create no much impact, especially as we talk now. As at now, no much massive impact. Okay? So let we not override the fact say fake news has dominated the fight against, except if that is the picture they want to create to us.
So what's in government for doing this situation for help for stop the kind of thing that
government for make sure say there's a mechanism in place for one, respond to misinformation by putting the record straight promptly and make sure that speculations do not dominate the media space. And that is only possible where government commit itself for give people them the correct information at the right time.
You feel say government for also invest in the traditional media?
The government for work side by side with the traditional media for ensure say, one, fake news no go around. If at all fake news go around, they put them straight immediately. And that government for make sure say the people that get the correct information. And working with the media is the best way to go.
That now Theophilus Sagbenda, project coordinator for Comnet, SMS media expert, and if we talk about fake news, well, we'll continue for look inside fake news and the fight against COVID-19. The Independent Media Commission self way not the commission where they regulate the work with journalists, then they do get their own take on the issue. Dr. Francis Soa, now commissioner on IMC, and he tell we more.
Well, as a commission, we na the body where government set up for regulate the media and other matters connected therewith. So we believe say the other matters connected therewith include issues around fake news, around misinformation, disinformation, particularly in this time where the fight waiting with man SSF call an invisible enemy. Enemy you know they see. And more importantly, where even world-renowned scientists and not talk say there is something about this kind of sequence not sabi. So we as a commission, although principally now the mainstream media will be done to regulate, but because this is a communication issue and relate to we self say we not go sit down on this fight. Let us have the voice for encourage people in terms of the fake news, the false news. We in a public education part. Now it will take. Okay. For many people I know say this is not good for the country.
On our concern because a lot of fake news don't they go out by this particular fight. How concerned IMCB?
In fact, every day we they get instances of fake news. So that they raise the commission in concern. Because when we start this fight here, the IMC pull press release will tell thank you to all the journalists them, all the media house them for the good work we are not doing inside the corona fight. So it look like say why should they commend the journalism? Then now they call the citizen journalists and say okay well and say not commend we. Let self command outside. I will not commend them. They want them where they forward good WHO and Ministry of Health advise them. They want to commend them. But I want the way they go and cut Ministry of Health or information and press release. Where sometimes even the government of Salone not announce it new figure. Then they go put their figure and they want and they own in order in the interest of the country. We're very concerned about that kind of thing and they. But you get a group where sometimes then they misinform. In the sense they don't get no intention. Because I don't think there is subtle difference between misinformation and disinformation. Misinform, I can just copy and paste. I don't even know social they spread, it false. But I'm aware one for disinform, one for get into disinformation. Even if they produce a package, is scatter with an intention for either make people the hearts no rest, people in the run or the society will not get peace. They want and they own. We're very concerned and we believe say in order in the interest of this country.
How this fake news business they affect the fight against coronavirus?
We've been there Kenema. The very day we learn at Kenema. Now when they say coffee don't change now. Coffee at 3 o'clock, not to 6. What's happening? Generally that kind of thing they turn upside down. Now we say social distancing. We say avoid crowd. If radio station in a Kenema not been go dispel that kind of thing, what's happening? Somehow if we go to market 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock or even 2 o'clock, all man they rush now, all man go gather. Now the market, in that process, what's happen? one negative impact, it dey reduce the social distancing and the potential for make the sick scatter iboku. With the entire Makeni, it's not like saying as the issue and so the the fake news them. Where see man and come that 10 day and I believe something and bombarding not get a recorded case it. Where see man awake na morning and they say we be the tell na bombarding na 2 day. Problem kind of the community. But more importantly, the biggest problem with fake news they create, now we set up the mainstream journalists in Ambogui. Because when man don't scatter the fake news, now we they can get responsibility back for the going correct time. In the process, the time for take for the give other information them, they go for the call for but this in a true 5 cases on cam, 10 cases on cam. At the end of the day, we ask to answer the question, but it is unbugging the facts. Last one, overall, the fake news if you get potential for cause public disorder, public uproar. So for example, if man will contact no one else well, sometimes like if in quarantine homes, we don't say we don't say yes there are challenges. But come they come over they say, hey, people themselves they don't pass 10 days and what it is. It can create incitement, it can create problems. So in different ways them fake news affects or it will fight against corona.
Okay, I believe it's not a challenge for IMC because law not it for regulate social media.
Yes. Well, in fact, you see, the lawyer them, they're very clever. Now the position is clear. We not got no law what they call social media law. But we don't see in this country where they don't charge man and go court using existing laws. So for example, the League of People and they point to section 25(1), freedom of expression through any medium. Now they don't say social media, na medium. So you right for express yourself, na social media is also guaranteed by 25(1). So lawyers are very clever. If you gladly say now section 25(1) give right for talk, the law then now say okay wait to get 25(2). Now you talk there, it can be limited or restricted. Why? In the interest of public peace, public safety, public morality, public health, and for the protection of the reputation of others. So you see, we write for going on the social media platform for talk to one talk. That right there by the biggest Mornin Salone, when the constitution, then can limit that right there. And that limitation they don't can in several other laws them. You know, even the Public Order Act was sludge, they fight against. Don't forget say now law still a law they can say a law is still a law until it is repealed or amended. We don't see whether they call people under that section and they. But more importantly, if you use social media platform for pass any criminal thing them, they consider them different criminal law them. But we as a commission, we they say we don't allow even go to that point this safe. For them they say they arrest person. No one time. We believe say for fake news or social media, public education is vital. The vast majority we don't know. We can just copy forward and paste because you don't know. That one and they will go for win some of them. The one who say no, then they continue for do the wrong thing. We left get the law. A lot of us there's a bit on the law, tell the catches on side. Okay. But not forget to that point today.
How far I don't go the public education? I go for assess some Salonians and don't accept that.
Across the country, we shall go. We target the district headquarters towns. They will do simulcast. Where we be, for example, Kenema, we get call from North, from Kalan, for Segwema, same at the north, or that district them. People and thank you to the commission say this is a good initiative. But I'll be very honest. People of Sierra Leone say, then they watch to government for test example. But me tell them, say, this Sierra Leone will go by example. Because already first, I give an analogy. I say the same police there, wait for the go and pass, they arrest people there. They're not even enough for them to checkpoints there, for them to quarantine homes them. Let us not create unnecessary other problem. We don't even get better policeman than force for police on side. We don't see instances them, for example, under doing Ebola term, and with the pressure not go to that point. So Ebola scatter in this country. So start with the quarantine, now one get policeman today. You see, not all the truth. We this country, nothing not get what even do for we. We don't see how corona don't be big. You know, it's something happen about this corona. The ordinary Salomon, if you just say America and England, if you want like heaven, we don't see how corona don't ravage them country then they. I mean, dear with the big all. Let us not get to that point because we not the safe. So let God help we not get to that point today.
Okay, so what now are left to handle the share fake news?
Dear, we as a commission, we not to Salone police, we not to law courts. Then they deal with the law and interpret the law. We, because now they deal with information and communication, we they engage in public encouragement. We don't pull a jingle. We talk to now. Let we all come together and fight this invisible enemy. We are for the forward. Let we forward the correct information them from Ministry of Information, Ministry of Health, WHO, then credible radio station they will get across the country. And with the radio station and on the end with the big radio station them, make una go dey give hourly updates. You see, if the station them don't put out the correct information, you what they call it fake news, by the time they can say, Buba, just take it easy. We don't see on a Facebook page for say the figure.
New cases, and most of them, according to the report now from the Western area. And both gets 10 cases, Bombali gets 7, Falaba, Kailaun, Cambia, Karene, and Connaught do not report any case yet. Kenema 6, Koinadugu and Moyamba not report any case yet. Putlokoro report 7 cases. Pujeon no report any case yet. Tonkolili 3, Western area rural 25, and Western area urban na 119. So that means we get 178 confirmed cases. Get 132 people in isolation centers. 37 don't recover. That means they're not well. You get 9 people that don't die according to the numbers of people within a quarantine homes. Now 1,385 out of quarantine. That are the one that within 10 done within no release from quarantine. Now 1,721. Well, continue to send your message to the program 0779819181. If you watch me live on Facebook, drop your comments now the Radio Democracy Facebook page. Tiana.
This now special Sludge and IRN Corona updates where they come to you from different radio stations them all over the country. We will now welcome we studio guest, Madam Miata French. Welcome to the program.
Good afternoon. Thank you.
Yes, plenty of people know say during the 2018 multi-tier elections you've been involved in elections, but now COVID-19. So you go start for tell me, what are your current role?
Well, my current role now coordinator for Western Urban. I am still the electoral commissioner for the Western region, but this is just a special assignment for COVID. So I hope I go for make a difference, because if they single me out for come assist, it's a new field, but for me I can always